I am Lamin Jai, and this is News Review. Coming up, lawyers in the 3 years Jatna leaders case today squared off over bail, prompting the trial judge to adjourn the case. We have an extended report for you from the High Court in Banjul. But first, as usual, we will quickly go through the papers marking the start of the show. I will begin with the point. They are reporting that Defense Counsel threatens to withdraw representation for Yanks, that's Yankuba Ture. 3 years general leaders to appear in court today. In fact, they have appeared in court. Harassment of Christians emanates from Zakir Naik visit. That's according to one Christian leader there. Governor warns farmers against selling farm implements. So, according to the point lead story, Abdullah Sisaho, the defense counsel representing Yankuba Ture in a murder case, informed the High Court in Banjul on 3rd February 2020 that he would withdraw his representation for the accused. The case is before Mr. Justice Ibrahima Jaite. This followed an application made by the State Council for the court to adjourn the case to enable him to go through the evidence of the fourth prosecution witness, Lamin Dur, so that he would be able to re-examine him. Counsel Sisaho was not happy about it because he felt that the State Council was wasting the time of the court. He argued that the State Council could have re-examined the witness immediately after the end of his testimony there. That was the Yankuba Ture trial yesterday at the High Court in Banjul. 3 years journal leaders to appear in court. They have appeared in court. Harassment of Christian leaders emanates from Zakir Naik visit. Philip Sen, a resident of Banjul and member of the Catholic Development Office, told the TRRC on Monday, 3rd February 2020, that the Gambia's religions have been living in harmony from the First Republic until the visit of renowned Islamic scholar Dr. Zakir Naik. So, according to the point, Governor warns farmers against selling farm implements. The governor of the Central River Region, Sierra, has made it clear to the people of the area that the recent farm implements donated by the presidency are not for sale, neither do they belong to any political party. Abba Sanyang made this warning during the recent handing over of farm implements donated by President Barrow to farmers in Sierra South. So, yes, I think that is it for the point. Let's see what the Foroyaa newspaper is saying today. And their lead is saying stalls of market women at Latrikunda Sabiji demolished. My party challenges President Barrow to do better. Dr. Zakir Naik influenced Yaya Jammeh. TRRC witness, that's Philip Sen there, testifying at the TRRC. The unheard cries of rural children. Basa Area Council set to introduce digital collection levies, taxes. So, according to Foroyaa, women at the Latrikunda Sabiji market on Monday, January 3rd, 2020, complained that their stalls situated near the new market building were demolished and that they have no hope of returning after its construction. The women who spoke to this medium, that's Foroyaa, said they were initially told that the roof of the stalls were old and needed to be changed. Foroyaa is also reporting that my party challenges President Barrow to do better. My Ahmed Fadi, the leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, GMC, has on Friday called on President Adama Barrow to restore the confidence the Gambians have in him because people have lost confidence in his government. He organized a press conference on Friday, 31st of January 2020 at his party's headquarters along Carbo Avenue to discuss issues pertaining to the country. Zakir Naik influenced Yaya Jammeh, TRRC witness. They are also reporting on the TRRC Philip Sen appearance. They are saying Philip Sen, a member of the Catholic or Christian community, has told the TRRC that former Gambian President Yaya Jammeh was influenced by Dr. Zakir Naik, an Indian Islamic preacher on Islamic fundamentalism, which resulted to attacks against the Christian community in the Gambia. Yes, I think that's just about it for the papers. We will now bring you an extended report that we did on today's event at the High Court. There were lawyers in the case of 8 3 years Jotna officials, including one woman squared off today, that's Tuesday, as the Embattle activist appeared at the High Court for the first time since they were arrested. Abdunjai, Ibrahima Kitim Ture, Yankuba Dabo, Phantom Balo, Karim Ture, Sirifo Sonko, Mukhtar Sise, and Haji Swane were last week charged with rioting at the Kanifing Magistrates Court. But then the lower court quickly transferred the case to the High Court upon realizing that it was not empowered to hear this case. So we will bring you this extended report now. The 7 men and 1 woman arrived at the High Court around 11:30 a.m. They smiled and waved and brandished 3 fingers resistance signs.
3 years is the word of the president.
Earlier, scores of Gambians, most of them 3 years Jotna members, gathered in front of the High Court in their T-shirts in a full show of support to their leaders. In court, they appeared last week, sometime last week, at the Kanifing Magistrates Court, where the court transferred their case to the High Court, saying it did not have the power to hear the case.
Well, my expectation is that this is in fact good, because I am not good at going out for protests and all that. But lately, I'm being on the street all the time. I stood here last year, exactly around this time, when Yakumba's case was heard at the Supreme Court, and then the same thing that I stood here, that I believe on that day that this is what is wrong. The government, the president, or whoever is in control here should make sure that they take things by the law. You understood? What we are trying to prove here, if Yakumba can win that case equally, the likes of Yankuba Dabo, Abdunjai and all others have a right to protest, okay? And they are given the police, the permit by the police to protest, and then in the middle of the prophet, well before the protest being started, something happened. Let us have an independent commission, because I understand this government is very good at setting commissions. If they can provide an independent commission to go into this, you'll find very, very interesting stories to actually feed on.
It's a very great day for us, we the Gambians. What we fought for, and we don't see that, obviously. We fought for a change, but there is no change. Because what we expect from Barrow, we thought that he is going to be a competent leader, a leader with quality. That's what we expect from him. But we see that Barrow is a carbon copy of Yahya Jammeh. Because what we fought for democracy. It's not Barrow who made democracy within this country. It's the people of the Gambia who fought for it, and we have it. Right now, Barrow is just like former president Yahya Jammeh. The same style, the same kind of. There is nothing changed within the government. And we the 3 years, we agree with Barrow when this is a transition government. When we come to power, you need to obey and respect what you said to the people, nation at large. But we didn't see that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Nakonda niromba jensen kabo koina kata kato ba kara fudo mume obe kabo banku fota urot kata sangsando meki baro janye ne kameno ni nyola mo hakidola anu mobe da fa ne be ko kuto isani kairo dua fitna man fende da bar me men ko ndila tata nata ha me be men da mammo kumbade ndede na men sijang fondin jol men yalon ko e ka fo 3 years kabiriya kumo fo da mutajang alifa sobe udu ala nyasi lannadu limani ya modu ngandulolo la kuma kaona e kamem fondolier ay muna firing fondin jol na ina men sinna wala munyindiko iman suula place la Gambia ala tulolo de iman suula place la Gambia iman dare de iman tan bari ko ka foyelo membe sabat la Gambia banko kanjang ni membe maradola ini mo la sardo ment menyanta banko kan ni yake ini be tanyola ni make ata kafu kidungo wala nyanga findila ka fo hanigo ni manyanta la teng ni mallo baro baro ko damma kamade hanni baronde nimmen nata memba noma abatal nyin ka fo lota singola bambanta sem fennata ko banko la tonya nagar la yefindige ko hani amanya na kelete nyina lahi doti bara la fo lasidan tumane ko nsem hakilotu
jumala wode
lasidan tumane nyafo mobe galon
bala malo ntamalo
yala mola akbala akadende la mamfati abay lasidan tumane wala mu president baroti yaman siya dila bunyata kono santa kono naman kadulati andu moma sima ila lahi doti nya wala sima imam matata la subhanahu wa ta'ala alma ala moy bang ya bani israila ijguru ni'matul lati an'amtu alaykum ufu bi hadikum wa ya farhabuni alma nyim moy bang alkana ayo naji ta to memfo amanja ji to damalede santan na baroni wo modu mulunta abe wala la alako al fere gal ni lahi do timmandi nana la lahi do timmandi mar sarati gang wa iya ya fatakuni narike da ala nyasilan nalti santan ya do president baro kambi afotali be nyala man da babu me bedo ila da gang ida be balanding bari membe sonno me do wala mtonya la yungir badal uyuni alkana tonya nagara Allah jerim gola saka karan nalla ko gambe karan nalla ko bala fawarti algona kilimo hadisa kilimo e kana se roma do febe tonya dungo jamfan dungo yandan dungo hada nyirla ko bala ko mode dal ka tonyati ite illa muneka kamune batu wala ma la kala do me mule di kamala kadu ni jahal mo ko bari ni ala sonda na la kila men be bulo do den ibe bolo jata tulaje me jamba do da mu dara yang me bi dan singula fo be sil ka jara ko ndo labe nyimba gunkan ndo labe sabatila ndo la jamu fana inshallah ala baraka.
In court, state prosecutors led by Patrick Gomez quickly moved to apply that the case be adjourned, insisting it was only Monday that they received the file of the case from the police. The defense rejected any idea for the case to be adjourned, while also arguing that there were no proper charges before the court against the accused persons. I wish to submit that there is nothing before this court that should warrant an adjournment, Rachel Y. Mendy, lead lawyer, fired back. Mendy then moved to ask the court to grant bail to the accused persons after she accused the state of attempting to delay the case. The state cannot be allowed to abuse the process of this honorable court, she said while referring the court to a Supreme Court ruling in the case of Henry Gabriel last year, in which the top court granted bail to a man who was convicted on a manslaughter charge. The deadlock then took a fresh twist after state attorneys rejected the defense's argument and called on the court to not grant bail to the accused persons. We humbly submit that the state has no intention to delay this trial, Patrick Gomez said. He then said in relation to whether the offenses are bailable, one of the offenses which the accused persons were charged with at the lower court is not a bailable offense. That is why it was transferred to the high court. According to him, the offense in question is on count 3 of the charge sheet, which attracts life imprisonment. The state lawyer also said it is in the position of law in the Gambia that where offenses attract life imprisonment or death sentences, bail shall not be granted. In respect to the argument that the Supreme Court set a precedent by granting bail in respect to offenses that attract life in jail or death sentences, there is no precedent set by the Supreme Court, Patrick Gomez argued. He then said the Henry Gabriel case is quite distinct to the case before the High Court in that it was bail pending appeal. The defense, replying on points of law, slammed the prosecution's argument that the Henry Gabriel case was a bail pending appeal as misconceived. The issue brought up in the argument of the accused person, Henry Gabriel, was whether the purported charges are bailable. Henry Gabriel was a convict, but the Supreme Court granted him bail despite his conviction of manslaughter, Rachel Mendy argued. The trial judge Amina Cisse Saho then adjourned the case to 6th February for ruling on the defense's bail application. The session lasted for 1 hour 10 minutes, and some of the embattled leaders couldn't help but share a few comments.
We are okay. Whatever the court says, we are okay with that. All right. Yes, we are okay with that because we have.
We don't need anything. We are okay. Really, we are okay. Thank you.
Really, we ain't say back. So mbafuna Gambia no ala baraka nga ina gele Gambia, new Gambia. Mule right long. So ndol finita wala aduni ala sunna insha Allah mo sota labe tonya fatala. Tonya mbona kan.
Just stay peaceful. Just stay peaceful. Thank you.
The crowd chanted 3 years, 3 years as the bus conveying them leaves the court premises.
Permit to someone after the person has gone out and you still want to detain the person in prison. That's not right. We're not going to accept that. Happening here, we want the whole world to see that. We want the whole world to see and know that there is still injustice in the Gambia. And Gambians are not going to stand by and watch injustice going on. They are not going to accept that.
Sorry. Gambia no man 3 years long. Mune 3 years sabo jang. Ko le sono ko le si de ka mo le
We are here to demand our right. This is our fundamental right. We have killers, we have murderers walking on the street, roaming with others. So the point is we are here to demand our rights and we will always stand to it. So for immediate, we are ready to take it.
As aggrieved person, you cannot control all. Some people will just go out of their tune and say because they feel like somebody should not be given a permit legally by the police, and then after the permit is purposely revoked in the 11th hour without any medium of communication that the protesters, most of them will know this is what is happening. So that's why the crowd behind here are disappointed. But all the same, we take it in good faith. We'll always be within the ambits of the law. We'll always be within the confines of the law. And I hope everything concerning this case will be truly before the law. Equality before the law is what we voted for. Is we calling for it right now. We're calling refrain from both sides. That is the civilian side and the police side to observe maximum restraint so that there will be no other confrontation. They are doing their job. These people have their rights as citizens of this country. So we're hoping all the two parties can heed to this advice and let peace be for good and heaven's sake. Really.
Abdon Jai, Ibrahim Kitim Toure, Yankuba Dabo, Fantam Balo, Karim Toure, Sirifo Sonko, Mukhtar Sise, and Haji Suwane were last week charged with rioting at the Kanifing Magistrate Court. The lower court later transferred the case to the High Court upon realizing it did not have the power to hear the case.
So now no one really knows where the pendulum will swing to in respect of this case. Both sides made a very strong argument. The state led by Counsel Patrick Gomez on one hand, and you have Rachel Y. Mendy for the accused persons, the 8 accused persons. So now the case will resume on Thursday. It has been adjourned to Thursday. That is when the presiding judge Amina Sise Saho will deliver a ruling on whether to grant bail to the accused persons. Lamin Jai reporting for the Fatu Network News Review at the High Court in Banjul.
First time in the Gambia, your favorite GSM operator Africell is the first and only GSM operator to launch a brand new technology called the eSIM. The eSIM simply means you can use your phone without a SIM card. Do you have an iPhone 11? Any of the iPhone X series, a Google Pixel 3, or any new phone that supports the e-technology? Visit any Africell customer care center. Activate your eSIM today. With your virtual Africell SIM, you can use more than one number without having a physical SIM card in your phone. Enjoy this brand new technology for the first time in the Gambia, brought to you by Africell. eSIM, your phone without a SIM card. For more information, please call 111. Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow. For the first time.
So that is where we will end the show. I was going to talk to a guest today, but he ended up not showing up. He called at the last minute saying he would not be able to make it to the studio. So that's it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, my name is Nalanjan.